Hello, welcome to Rachel's Stitch. My name's Rachel. If you're new here, that's great. I am too. This is my co host, Theodore. That's not his real name, but he's my roommate's, and I don't remember his real name. The purpose of this channel is to document my making, primarily knitting and sewing, occasionally with some crochet and maybe some other fun things. I have been a knitter my entire life, particularly in high school. I was doing a lot of knit sweaters, and then I got to college and things got really busy and I kind of dropped off. And now I'm nearing the end of my college days and I'm looking to just talk to other people about my knitting. My friends and family are great, but they don't care about knitting as much as I do, and why should they? Because it's my hobby, not theirs. The purpose of this video is kind of just to catch up to speed. Okay, so I recorded this next part 3 times, but my microphone just kept not working. So I'm going to show you the first 2 objects here in VO, and then we'll go back to the try-on haul. The first thing that I made was the Winter Wood sweater by the Petite Knitter. I made this in Istex Lopi. It is a circular yoke colorwork sweater with additional colorwork detail on the body and the sleeves. I bought this yarn while I was in Iceland with my mom, spending 2 weeks doing the ring road all around Iceland. The yarn in Iceland is super cheap. I mean, Iceland's a really expensive country, but once you get to Iceland, the yarn is relatively cheap compared to what I would pay here to get the same yarn. And I just have really fond memories of working on this sweater in Iceland with my mom. And yeah, it's a really great sweater. It's entirely too warm for the climate that I live in. So I left it back at my mom's house, where hopefully I will get some wear out of it once I move somewhere with a colder climate in the upcoming season. The second thing I made was the camisole number 10 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I knit this in the size small using 2 strands of 100% linen fingering weight yarn held together in colors red and orange. I bought this yarn from the Stephen and Penelope shop in Amsterdam. I don't remember the brand off the top of my head. I will try and find the labels, but the labels might be gone at this point. I went to Amsterdam during my summer abroad just for a weekend, and I really wanted to get something from the Stephen and Penelope shop. However, I could not afford or justify the money and suitcase space spending the money and suitcase space on purchasing a sweater's worth quantity of Westwool, which is really what I wanted to do. That just would have been too out of my budget at the time. So I think I ended up spending about 40 euros on this yarn, which is still a decent amount. I'm not going to say it's not, but it was much more affordable than an actual sweater. The reason this project isn't fully finished is because the armhole depth is way too long and you can just see straight through to my bra, which I'm not a fan of. And also, the gauge is just a bit looser than I want it to be. So I'm going to unwind this project and remake it the exact same way, same pattern, shorter armhole depth, obviously, but just on a needle size down. And now we're going to let future Rachel take it away. My mic's still going to sound a bit gravelly for a few seconds and then it'll fix itself. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay. My microphone came with 2 mics, so we're just trying the other one now. I'm sorry if the past few minutes have not been good audio. Anyway, Cumulus T, extra small. I still need to do the I-cord binding and weave in the ends and block it. Right now it feels a little short, but I know that this yarn tends to grow a lot with blocking. If not, I will go back and add the length. I love this yarn. I'm already planning to do more projects with it, and I just have such special memories of working on this, or of starting this project while I was in Copenhagen and then putting it on pause to do the camisole number 10. But I started it while I was in Copenhagen, and that is what counts. And go to the Knitting for Olive shop if you ever get the chance. They're lovely people, and it's everything you want it to be. The next one's so easy, I don't even have to go off camera to change. This is the Daydreamer cardigan by Kutova Kika. I knit it in the size small using the Woolly Knit Cone merino. So it's 500 grams of a merino in the color white, I think it is, held together with Drops Kid Silk. In fact, I think the merino was held double and then it was held with Drops Kid Silk. Um, this is a good pattern. I really like it. I think I should have sized up in order to get more of an oversized fit. It just didn't end up blocking out as big as I wanted it to. The main issue is I find kid silk so itchy. Even just now, it's kind of driving me insane as I'm wearing it. So I'm considering rehoming this cardigan, or I just always have to wear a long sleeve under it, which is fine. It's just not preferable because I really wanted this to be a white staple cardigan I could throw on all seasons. But no, it's just it's so itchy. I don't this was my first experience with mohair. I know a lot of people find kid silk itchy. I'm really hoping that if I try like the knitting for olive kid silk, I'll find it less itchy and more soft because I did find it soft at first and then I put it on and just oh my gosh, the itch. Anyway, this is a great pattern. I do recommend it. I don't think I'm going to end up putting buttons on this, just the way it fits. I don't think I'm ever going to wear it closed if I wear it, if I don't give it away, that is. Yeah, I just don't think I'm going to put buttons on it. I didn't feel like messing with a buttonhole on the button band. So I have snaps that I could put on it, but I'm, oh my gosh, so itchy. I'm just going to keep it as it is, I think, and maybe figure out a better home for it of someone who can stand this yarn. Okay, now we're getting to the actually successful knits of 2024. This is the Sonia sweater by Petite Knit. It is in the size medium, and I made it out of 4 strands of Knit Picks alpaca lace held together. I was inspired by the Alta sweater. I don't remember what the designer is, but she held 4 strands of mohair together to create a sweater, and it was just beautiful and variegated, and I loved it. And I wanted to do the same. However, I had the issues with the kid silk that I mentioned the last time, and I can't afford that much mohair to make a sweater, like held with 4 strands. So I decided to do it instead with an alpaca lace, which of course doesn't have the same halo, but I love it all the same. It's so light and breezy. This actually was my first drop shoulder construction sweater that I've ever made. And I found it pretty easy actually. I think this is my new favorite construction. What would I change about this sweater? I think the only thing I would change, and I'm thinking about changing, is the collar. It tends to just droop down a little bit farther than I want it to. So I think I might go back and just expand it. It's a folded collar, like you do the drop shoulder, you do the body and everything, and then you go back and add the collar. And it's folded, so it's double knitted, which is great. And she has her slip technique to help you fold it more easily with a nice clean finish. I think I just want to make the collar bigger to go more with the other sweater that you'll see in a second, and to show less of this area because it just can like drag down sometimes. Otherwise, I love how much rib there is in this sweater. It's great. I did the Italian bind off on all of it. The alpaca lace is a relatively affordable yarn if you're going to do it. I got the first round on sale. However, I completely underestimated how much yardage I would need. So I ended up having to reorder twice in order to get all the yarn for this sweater, which made it take forever. And really just wasn't preferable and did kind of end up racking my costs up because originally I bought it on 50% sale, but then the second 2 times it was either only partially on sale or not the right colors, or I just had to pay full price. I'm really happy with how this sweater turned out. It's just great to throw on around the house. I don't know if I wear it out that much. I would wear it out more if the collar weren't so saggy. Elastic also might fix that, but I think I just want the collar to be thicker in general. Okay, this is actually 2-for-1 special because I forgot about something. This is one of my favorite things knitwear's scarves. I think it's the scarf number 1, but it might not be. She has it she wears it as a bandana around her neck. I wanted to wear it in my hair. I'll put a picture up of me wearing it in my hair here. Knitting for Olive, pure silk. I don't remember the color. I bought it at the Beautiful Knitter shop in London. It was just one ball. I think I used half of one ball to make this. I should have sized down a needle. I think I might remake this, but on a much smaller needle, so it's more hair bandana size, because I think it's still more neck bandana size. Um, but it's a really beautiful pattern. Highly recommend. And this is my favorite things knitwear of the season. Can you tell I like certain designers? This is the sweater number 29 in size medium. I knit this with the Woolly Knit 500-gram merino cone in the color bronze brown. And this was such a game of yarn chicken. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I had enough to finish this. That being said, for a size medium, it fits a little bit tighter than I want it to. I really wanted it to be oversized, and that might just be a failure in my blocking. When I blocked it, I just laid it out and stretched out with my hands, and maybe I should have used pins. So I might be able to reblock it and fix all of that. But I love it otherwise. The merino wool is still wool, and I'm somewhat sensitive, as we've established. So I find it, I can feel it on my skin, but it's not unbearably itchy. I cut off one cable repeat on each of the arms because I was worried about running out of yarn, which was definitely the right choice. I would have run out of yarn if I didn't do that. I don't know, the pattern just ate 500 grams was the correct yardage for the pattern. I guess I just ended up using more. This is a saddle shoulder construction, which was my first time doing that. I have no fear when it comes to trying a new construction. Obviously, I just jump in and try it. I like the saddle shoulder construction. I think it fits really well. She has all of the shaping, like armhole, shoulder, and back. And actually, I did find a couple of typos in this pattern, which was weird. But as someone who's familiar with knitting, I was able to just kind of fix them and move on. Yeah, I do. I love this sweater. It's basically the exact color of my hair, which is good or bad, depending on what you think. I'm hoping I can block it and actually make it bigger and a little bit more oversized, but I would still totally remake it. I would probably just size up to a large. For the saddle shoulder construction, you are left with so many ends to weave in. Like, absurdly many. I don't, maybe even a dozen per arm. I don't know. It's just the number of ends to weave in was absurd. It took me 2 weeks to after I cast off the sweater. It took me 2 weeks just to convince myself to weave in all the ends. I was fully working on other projects by then. But I did it, and I'm really happy. I wear this all the time. I would wear it more if it were more oversized. The last knitting objects I have are gift knits. So I don't have them with me, but I'll attach pictures or pictures of similar objects if I have them. So I made a bankhead hat for one of my friends using Woolfolk yarn. That was great. It's a great pattern. It's a classic. And then I made an Oslo hat for another one of my friends. That was great. It's a great pattern. I have an Oslo hat blocking in the background for another one of my friends. For the Oslo hat, I did actually find out I should size down to a 3.25 millimeter needle. The previous one that I knit was on the recommended 3.5, and it just turned out a little bit bigger than I thought it should be. So now I've sized down to 3.25, and I think that's perfect. It kind of looks really similar to the Carhartt beanie, which is almost the point. And the 3.25 needle just makes that a little bit more like a store-bought tight gauge hat. I am going to go change out of this, and we'll be on to the sewing. Oh, where to begin? Oh, where to begin with this tank? Don't make this tank, I would say. Or don't do what I did. So, this was my very first knitting, or no, not knitting. This is my very first sewing project with a pattern. Trying to sew a garment. I didn't feel like paying for a pattern, so I thought I could do it with a free pattern, but I didn't know how to do seam allowance. I didn't know how to finish seams. This has darts, and I still don't know how to do darts. I'm never gonna wear this. I have it in my closet. I like the fabric actually. It's a linen cotton blend. I like the color. I need to find something new to do with this fabric because this is not it. I didn't know what I was doing. This is not wearable. It's so tight. Um, and so the free pattern, not that all free patterns are bad. I should have just paid like $4 for an Etsy pattern. The free pattern didn't come with instructions, so I was just figuring it out as I went. Um, learn from my mistakes. It immediately gets better. Let's go get it immediately better. Isn't this just immediately better? Right? This is the Kiana Bolano mock neck. I made it in a stretch fabric that I got from Hobby Lobby, I think. I do not support Hobby Lobby or the things they've done. However, I have two options in my town, and there is a little tiny Joann's or really massive Hobby Lobby, and sometimes you just have to go to the massive Hobby Lobby if you want to find something in town and not order it off of Amazon. So I bought this pattern. Nope, I bought this fabric at Hobby Lobby. It was great. My roommate wants a mock neck that's exactly like this, and I will be happy to oblige for her birthday later in the month. I wear this all the time. People don't think I made this. The pattern has beautiful instructions. There's no video for it, but you don't need a video, and you can also watch other videos if needed. Um, I want to make one of these in white. I want to make one of these in red. I want to make one of these in every color that's in my wardrobe. It's great. I go for a mock neck and not a turtleneck. I think mock necks suit me more. Two things I would change about this pattern are my fault and not Kiana's fault. I did the size small. I think I should do that size extra small. I also didn't finish the seams like hardly at all because I didn't know how to. So next time I think I will French seam them and then hopefully that shirt will last for years to come. I love this shirt. It's my first true success of sewing. I also think I might have it on backwards, but that's a separate issue. I've made this bag 3 times. 2 of them were gifts, but this bag is just going to stand in for the gifts. So this is the Quilted Tote by Soften Studio. It's one size. The outer fabric is upcycled from an old comforter of mine that I love the pattern of. This is one of my favorite colors, the like pinkish purple. I love this fabric, but the comforter was just old. I had thrifted it to begin with for like $7, and the stuffing on the inside was just balling up weird. It was pilling on the underside. It needed to go. So I reclaimed the fabric and I made this bag out of it. I still have so much of that fabric that I don't know what I'm going to do with. What I didn't realize at the time, though, was that this is a stretch fabric. So as I was quilting it, it was sliding all over the place. And I was so confused because I still didn't know enough about sewing, and I still don't know that much about sewing. Anyway, I know now. It's a stretch fabric, probably not the best for this kind of project, but I still love this bag. The lining is this bee comb fabric that I got from Joann's. I ended up making my roommate one of these in a different color for her birthday, and then I made my cousin one of these for Christmas, and everyone loves it. So, highly recommend. Instructions are great, super beginner friendly. I'm gonna make this for everyone for their birthday and Christmas. Everyone's gonna get a quilted tote and an Oslo hat. You get one or the other, your choice. Maybe you get a mock neck if you're really special. Okay, we have 2 more sewing objects and then that's it. This is a tiered maxi dress. The pattern, well, there's no pattern. It's from Paper Stars. There's an X in there somewhere, like Paper STXRS. Their YouTube channel, they show you how to do this. Also, so many other people show you how to do this. It's fine. It's a fine skirt. I never wear it. I Didn't finish the seams again because I didn't know how to. French seam things. Just if you are a beginner sewist, learn how to French seam and do it on everything. Everything. It's so much better than your fabric just going everywhere. This is from a thrifted bed sheet that I got in northern Alabama for like $3, so I didn't really have much to lose. It exists. It also, I just don't know if having the dress, like the skirt this full, is super flattering for me. The waistband elastic is like an inch bigger than I want it to be. It's fine. Like, I'm happy that I made it. So I know that I probably shouldn't make. Well, I might make another skirt like this, but out of a material that just works better and I'll seam it better. But yeah, it's a good YouTube video. It's an easy project for a beginner. One more to go. It's my favorite. This is my New Year's dress. Isn't she perfect? Um, I've had this fabric for a while. I was thinking I would make a Chloe bias skirt by Soften Studios out of it, and clearly I didn't. Instead, so I was leaving town on January 28th for New Year's. On January 26th, I decided to start making this pattern. This is the Laura dress by Janot Patterns. I've been eyeing it for so long. I spent 2 days straight just making this dress. Yeah, you can see there's like a stain here and here. I don't this dress just holds on to stains really easily. So no, it's not perfect. I know I said it was perfect, but I love her. I spent so much time on this. I felt like I used all of the techniques that I learned in my previous sewing projects to make this dress. I finally did French seams, y'all. Not perfectly, but I did them. I'm gonna make 1,000 more of these dresses in different material that doesn't hold on to stains so much. And yeah, I just got it. I got to wear it with my friends out in Memphis for New Year's, and it's just such a great memory. Clearly, a bra is kind of hard to wear with it, but I figured it out for New Year's and it was fine. I just wore this, tights, and a coat, and boots, and we were golden. And that was the end of my making in 2024. We went out on a high note with sewing something that I'm really proud of. I am really proud of all of these things that I made. I'm happy I made this video because I didn't realize how much I made last year. Because, like I said, I didn't really start getting back into knitting or start sewing until May. And in 7 months, I made all of this. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you hit subscribe, stick around. My next video, I think, will be about the upcoming makes I have in 2025. There's some really exciting ones coming up. 2025 is going to be a really big year for me. I'm graduating, I'm going to be moving across the country, and I'm going to be making as much as I possibly can. And I hope that you stick around for that. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.